Right from the start of the campaign, Bola Tinubu was not going to win the election in a free and fair contest. So he decided to go by all means. My country people, now you're very gay. This one, Bod Tv, bold, analyze all the trends. So they happen, and don't forget, Muna sub, Mukuna like area. Hello, President Bola Tinubu re-padi, we be say they run things together. Now he can make this very dangerous statement. Say, man, right from the day where you start your campaign, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know say you not go win this election, so you decide to do all means make you become president. After Babachilawa release this statement, everywhere scatter. In fact, guys begin to throw bottle from left, right. Nobody said they talk and so my country people. In fact, everybody they vex say, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu pad, if he come out, can't talk this kind of thing, say man. Them no say Bola Ahmed Tinubu no win and Peter Obi vote. Now they do Christmas. Hi, now wow. However, may tell na one thing, una no say if person thief person something. The person where they look for, if he look for Rambo. But one day that thing go waka come meet the whole. Since Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't become president, now from one problem to another. The man they try his best make it a solve, but the solve not the solve. In fact, as they talk, now come out and put now they put. That one not the end though. In fact, the kind people where they put according to Dr. Abati, he say they not even get experience, they not get knowledge. He say now people will be say you go pick based on recommendation. And my friend picking be this, he give us minister. Now my sister picking, and my neighbor be this. Now so it take give all of them post. My country people from one thing to the other. Another thing we also bring comment now be what they call cash transfer, where be say in talk and say he want to aid 15 million household. I want to do this thing. He want begin to transfer money 25,000 naira as a support for the palliative, give 15 million household nationwide, and is expected to spend 1.125 trillion naira based on the estimate of this 25,000 naira for each household. It shocked me well for this news. Now be say he want use this money to pull 15 million household come off for poverty, because he said there be 8-point agenda to pull people away from poverty. Oga, you can't pull people away from poverty by giving them money. You need to empower them. Oga, Nigerians do not need your 25,000 naira. What Nigeria need is to make food affordable and cheap. That is the only way you can pull 15 million household out of poverty. Ogasa, you want to give people 25,000 naira. Why that same 25,000 naira cannot feed people for 2 days, family for 2 days? 25,000 naira cannot feed them. In fact, according to this report, the contact say the rising inflation, you can't give what you don't have. LP slams Tinubu government. The world marked World Food Day. The Labour Party described the soaring price of food and other items as a verdict on Bola Tinubu's regime, just as its presidential candidates in the last election, Peter Obi, lamented that a vast majority of Nigerians now spend their entire income on food, which is hardly enough. They try to wrap our head around this whole matter. When they think, say, Bola Ahmed want to see this money to share, give people. Now they will come open our eyes, we come look where, the true meeting, no, the Federal Executive Council true meeting, no. Now they can't say approve say an application to secure a budget support loan worth $1.5 billion from the World Bank and an additional $80 million from the African Development Bank. Jesus. Uju Kennedy, where he be the Minister of Women Affairs, where me they call fire. In fact, if una see wetin Dr. Basik tell this woman for the error which she make by addressing the whole UN. Now mistake. I believe say nobody's beyond mistake. She won't call UN, say make UN. Probably UN will be saying now women man among them. They're not be the whole UN. Oh no. It's probably the slip of tongue, or she didn't say it well for Nigerians to understand. So she was addressing them, telling them say the money where they chop, where they no record, the money the way they don't feel remit, comments, may they do one, otherwise she go sue them, go court. So there was a lot of misunderstanding, and because she used the word all the UN, she can't come under serious fire and attack, especially from the media. Dr. Basi talk to her where. Yeah, he said Tinubu they recruit people we be say they not get sense.
So many things to discuss here. First, I mean, we'll see the action she's going to take with all UN, all UN to start with.
But about the UN, she says all UN. The UN has so many agencies, okay, and it has a membership of 193 countries, and it doesn't collect money on behalf of countries. You know, it's not a donor, money collecting agency. The relevant agency, in our own case, she is Minister of Women Affairs, is UN Women. Okay, and UN Women, their big job is about ensuring that there's no discrimination against women, that the sustainable development goal in Agenda 2030 with regard to gender equality is achieved. UN Women, brought out the Beijing proposal on CEDAW, elimination of Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. These are the things that they do if she's talking about UN Women. But in any case, she didn't tell us where the money was collected on behalf of Nigeria. She didn't tell us who the donors were. She has no clue about the amount. Now she says she wants to take the UN to court. Which court? Where? Is it to the International Criminal Court or International Court of Justice?
Is it the Ministry of Women Affairs that
this is why I made a point that one of the major omissions of this administration is that President Tinubu is here to organize a retreat for his ministers. Many of these people are just coming from nowhere with no sound knowledge. Yes. And then you go and give them an important ministry to run. They will be behaving like a villager all over the place, not understanding the basic issues involved. But the whole idea of a ministerial retreat will be for you to bring experts, people who have been in the particular ministries, to give them reading materials and then to guide them so that you won't find this kind of, this kind of embarrassment. I dare say that what this minister has done by saying she's going to sue the UN, and the details of which we do not know, she's causing Nigeria gross embarrassment. Yes. And she needs to be properly educated about the relationship between the United Nations and its 193 member nations who are sovereign states. Because the main objective of the UN is to promote global peace and justice across board.
No, she has caused us major embarrassment, very major ones, and it's not a laughing matter. Please, on behalf of Nigeria, I would like to beg UN, please, just act like you didn't see this video. I'm on my knees, begging, please, just act like you didn't see this. It's AI. It was AI that generated it. It didn't happen.
How can you be making me
laugh? No. I'm serious. What's wrong? Please, just see that it's AI that generated it. Do you know also the kind of atrocities this woman has been committing in meetings with multilateral agencies? The kind of things she's been saying. We are lucky that she's saying this one in public. That's the one she's saying to UN agencies like UNICEF and the likes and some other people in private. Do you know? Do you know the butt of jokes we have become? And that's why we say leadership matters. Please, it's also incumbent. It's not everybody that tries to run for president that should be given positions. And let's stop this quota system. No, we
need a quota system. Just give it to the right people.
Okay, just give it to the right people. Thank you for correcting me, Ayo. Just give it to the right people, because people like this denigrate that system. And she has been a joke and a laughing stock everywhere, making this country, look like we are jokes. And please, this is not a reflection of Nigerians. This is the same woman that was glorifying child labor live on a TV platform. This is the same woman that was trying to harass people that, you know, they are just going through the case of, you know, sexual harassment allegedly and things like that.
All right, Rufai.
I just needed to say that.
Yes,
it's very sad.
But I feel it's unfair that I let two men talk about a woman. Ayo, quickly, just
I don't know if I'm
comment.
going to say anything different. The only thing I want to say is that international organizations like the UN have a very strict reporting process, especially when it has to do with financial matters.
Yes.
And so what I would recommend, let me give a recommendation, because I mean, this is a woman and I really want her to succeed. Perhaps she should get a team together. She has the money to employ people who would manage and help, you know, policy advisors, who would, you know, vet her statements and her, you know, her speeches before she goes. Let her not speak off the cuff.
Yeah.
We want her to succeed, but she needs to do the job and represent women well.
Well, Senator representing Adamawa North District, Elisha Abo, has been trending on social media after he accused the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, of being behind his sacking by a Court of Appeal in Abuja on Monday. While speaking to the press, the senator, who became infamous for assaulting a woman at a sex toy shop back in 2020, also alleged that 4 other senators who worked against the emergence of Akpabio as Senate President had been targeted for removal from the Red Chamber through the courts, including Senator Orji Uzo Kalu, who he says is the next target of the planned coup.
It is obvious. I heard it from reliable source, which I will not call the name now, that 5 senators will be removed from the Senate. Those who did not stand with my brother and my elder brother, my good colleague, distinguished Senate President Akpabio. Those who did not vote for him, 5 of us are going. I am number 1. Ojuzo Kalu will go. They have penciled 5 of us. I'm take it. They told me that I'm going. Ojuzo Kalu is going, and few others are going because we did not support the emergence of my brother and my colleague Senator Akpabio from emerging the President of the Senate. This is not democracy. The court, we have hope in the court. The court shall be careful. Let us build the country. International community are watching us. You cannot withdraw a ground and the Court of Appeal restore a ground without the lawyers asking for that ground to be restored. The court would restore it and then voided somebody's election, people's mandate on a ground that was withdrawn. If people will be haunted, 5 senators will be removed now because they did not support certain cabal. Mr. President, this is not democracy that you wanted. There was no plan to destabilize the Senate. There was no plan. There was an uproar because of the one-sidedness of the committee, Senate committee, standing committee distribution in the Senate, or allocation in the Senate. We who worked for Yari felt that we are so charged. After my elder brother, my colleague, Senator Akpabio, emerged as Senate President. And we discovered that ranking senators like third-term senators, we are given no committee, while first-term senators we are given category A committees and even given vice chairmanship of 2 category A committees, while others have no committee. I felt it was not right. So when the uproar came, I met Senator Akpabio. I met Senator Akpabio with the Deputy Senate President and Senate leader in attendance. We had a meeting from 1 to 3 a.m. And I brought out the facts and laid bare. And they agreed with me that there was mistake. And that was why they went into the chamber and dissolved all vice chairmanship of all committees for redistribution. And they also created 5 additional standing committees to see that people are pacified. So my voice is working. So if I were to be quiet, it would have gone like that. And maybe the tension will continue to breed. That will bring problem for Akpabio. But at least that has been solved. For my brother, I will not call your name today. I will have time and I'll address. 8 years you are not in power under Buhari. You are in power today. Don't abuse it. For you to say you must see me and be removed. Yes, I'll be removed. And so what? And so what? What next? This is a coup on democracy. This is a coup. The court shall not be the one that will give a mandate that Nigerians did not give. This is a coup, and I call all of my supporters to be calm.
First, we don't know who the they are. You know, the story is trending. Let's take some reactions. This is from Etim, who wrote, first, Senator Bukachiwa, now Senator Abo, both members of the ruling APC alleging Nigeria's judiciary can be influenced by whoever is interested in doing so. New levels of national embarrassment unveiled each day. This is from journalist Casey, who wrote, Senator Abo knew he was going to be removed, but he accompanied Sam Akpabio to Ogun State to attend Yewa Cultural Festival 48 hours ago. LOL. Well, I'd like to tie in this story, Dr. Abati, because of time. In Anambra State, though, where the picture of a senior magistrate riding a commercial motorcycle to work last week sparked outrage over the welfare of judicial officers in Nigeria. The female judicial officer, whose identity has been withheld, allegedly has no official vehicle allocated to her, despite her position at the Chief Magistrate's Court in Ineni. Some users on social media reacting to the photo say the situation compromises the dignity of the judiciary, while others called for judicial autonomy and for better provisions for lower court judges. Like I said, Dr. Abati, I mean, this Senator Abo's conversation brings up a lot of topics. And you know, I thought it was quite instructive that that picture of that judge was, her identity was withheld, because it would be a shame if her identity is out there and she's out there riding, they call it Okada, to work. Your thoughts on both stories, quickly.
Look at the last MBA conference in Abuja. One of the major concerns expressed at some of the plenary sessions was the condition of service for judges. And the whole argument is that judicial officers who, you know, sit in courts, if they are working under very poor conditions, then of course, how do they deliver justice? Now, 2 days ago, as part of the fallout of that conference, the Bar Association, led by the president, went to meet with the Attorney General of the Federation. And the major issue that, you know, the president, MBA president, took up with the AGF, Lateef Fagbemi, is how to address the issue of the take-home pay of judges so that judges are not in distress. Now, before this woman's case in Neni, I think that's in Anambra State,
Neni, yeah.
You will recall that a few years back, maybe about 2-3 years back, I think we discussed it on this same program. Some magistrates in Cross River State carried placards over non-payment of salaries, non-payment of arrears and allowances. And the issue was that, how do you expect us to dispense justice fairly? How do you expect us to be above board, like Caesar's wife, if you don't pay our salaries? And we saw that ugly scene of magistrates carrying placards.
Yes.
And now this report of a magistrate riding Okada, going to work on the back of Okada. And what is the story? She doesn't have a car, no official car, no personal car, and yet she's supposed to be impartial unto death, as judges are required to be. Okay, that's that about judges. The other one is about Elisha Abo. We discussed him earlier on, and we are saying that, look, it's contemptuous of their lordships at the Court of Appeal to say that, oh, they were influenced by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Well, the Senate President has responded to say he has no hand in this matter.
Right.
So it is for him to respect the ruling of the court. And then he's describing himself as a hero of democracy.
He said he's a hero of democracy.
A coup has been done against him. Now, who are these coup plotters that he's referring to? And what makes him a hero of democracy? Maybe if there is time, we'll check his performance as a lawmaker.
Let us know, yes.
You know, what are those bills that he pushed?
Exactly.
How distinguished was he in terms of his comportment, in terms of his contributions?
Comportment, that is so important, Dr. Abati.
Comportment is important.
I know
because
why that
within
is.
weeks after being made a senator. He was found in an adult sex.
Yes, he was made to pay 50 million naira to the lady. Has he paid?
I hope he has paid.
And he assaulted the woman also.
Yes, So comportment is very...
So some of these senators...
Hero of the sex toy shop. Violence is too much on the morning show. Well, listen, you talked about salary. We'll take the story in Abia State, where the governor of the state, Alex Oti, during an event on October 12th, announced that he will not accept his due salary during his tenure as governor, but instead will use it to clear salary backlogs of civil servants, among other pressing issues. He also advised attendees at the event on the benefit of family planning. Let's take a look.
Everywhere I go with my wife. I have only one wife.
Yes, sir.
So if you are unfortunate to have 3 wives, that's your business. My own is only 1. And I have 3 children. And we can look after each other. When you begin to have problems, it's when your expenditure begins to go above your income. Me, I have a way of managing my expenditure without my income. Within my income. So we are not expensive. I'm not even taking salary. The speaker reminded me that I'm not taking salary for 4 years. I will not take it for 4 months. I will not take it for 4 years. And the truth that I couldn't do anything with the salary. I don't need it.
I think he's so exemplary. I mean, speaking about humility, let's just head over to Namibia, where President Hage Geingob, who was seen in a video, now making the rounds on social media, taking selfies with citizens while visiting a local bar in Windhoek. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
I mean,
exemplary leadership. Exemplary leadership.
You see,
we took the story of the president yesterday of Zambia, and now...
When you have a good leader,
yes.
the people celebrate.
Yes.
When you have a bad leader, the people cry. Hardship. They cry yepa. They say mogbe. Their lives about exclamations. Good leadership matters. Your vote matters. You will reap the reward of your vote.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Remember.
I was going to say that Dr. Alex Oti has demonstrated how important it is to move away from career politicians.
Yes.
Whereby he's had an illustrious career in the banking sector. He's chaired a bank, and now he's governor. So he's saying that he doesn't need the people's money to, to run his home.
Yes.
Yesterday we talked about the fact that House of Representatives members were going to get buses, mobile transportation for their work. And we have talked about it a number of times to make governance less attractive, so we can get quality people who are there, not for the money, but to serve. There's no problem, if you want to earn your salary for working, but if you choose the higher road in terms of, I have enough money to make, for myself, I don't need to be greedy. Maybe the word is, you don't need to be greedy.
Yes.
You keep amassing wealth and amassing wealth. At the end of the day, you can't finish spending everything.
Absolutely.
So very commendable, and I hope other leaders will take
lawmakers is 160 million naira each for cars.
Before we go, I saw something with the president of Namibia.
Yes.
Is it only fine specimens of pulchritude that he should take selfies with? Because I saw he appeared to be blessed
There's a man
among women.
standing there, Dr. Martin.
He appears to be blessed among women.